Hey, girl. So California's Board of Elections says it could take a while to count the votes in Tuesday night's race. Now, in fairness, it's hard to know what they mean by a while, because this is the same state that considers a bearded dude in a dress a woman. That being said, this is totally absurd. Guys, America's a country that can capture the president of Venezuela in his living room and ship him up here to New York City in less than 8 hours. Yet you're telling me this same America needs 2 weeks to count the votes in California? There's a word for that. It's called bullshit. And I know that because Florida has a population of 23 million people. They count every single vote in one day. Los Angeles has 3 million people. They're telling us they need 2 weeks. And if you believe that, I've got some meth I want to sell you. And the nice thing is, if you smoke enough of that meth, Karen Bass will actually throw in some free dental coverage. The point is, I don't know if they're cheating in these elections, because everything is slow in California. And if you don't believe me, you've never met Kamala Harris. That being said, if the worst case scenario is they're cheating, the best case scenario is they're weapons grade stupid. Either way you slice it, this election proves the Democrats are not a party you can count on. I see what you did there, Jimmy.
Okay, wait a second. What is happening now? President Trump just called for an investigation into California. Something's not right here.
We'll go to the runoff. We believe very comfortably, based on the Associated Press reporting from the votes overnight, that she now currently leads in that mayor's race. So really, the second place finisher will advance, and that's either Pratt or that's Raman. But Pratt right now is sitting in a very good and comfortable position.
In person or use a drop.
Yes, there is something going on, and a lot of people are noticing it. President Trump responded to what is happening in California. Like, some are even calling that the Supreme Court should step in. California election keep following the same script. Every returns look one way, then the mail ballots arrive and flip the story. In 2022, rigged lead Karen Bass on election night, only for the ballot to keep coming in until Bass won by 7 points, a 12-point swing. This is concerning. Now in 2026, more ballot pending, and Raman trailing Spencer. Will history repeat itself? This is what people are asking on social media. Before we go into the full analysis, take a look at this.
They're asking, why is this taking so long? What do you want to say to them?
Well, actually, in truth, we're ahead of the pace that we've been in past elections. The reality is, in California, the election laws allow voters the greatest opportunity and options for when and where to cast their ballot.
At LA County's ballot processing center, about 400 employees are working 2 10 to 12-hour shifts following Tuesday's primary election. Dean Logan is the county's registrar recorder and county clerk.
It's pretty close to nonstop, pretty close to around the clock. Obviously, for transparency purposes, we don't want to be counting ballots in the dark of night.
Californians can vote in person or use drop-off boxes or by mail. Professor Christian Gross is the director of USC's Democracy and Fair Elections Lab. He says a lot of people waited until the last minute to mail their ballots.
The U.S. Postal Service has gotten slower. They have less resources. Mail takes longer than it used to, especially coming.
All right, people, what do you think's going on? It's almost 24 hours since the polls closed here in California, and we're still counting ballots. Can you imagine that? The mail-in ballots are still being counted? What is that? And there's no voter ID, so who knows who voted? Who knows how many people voted? All right, we got Spencer Pratt, who kicked some ass, came in second place. He should have came in first place if people had common sense. We have Steve Hilton, who, didn't really kick anybody's ass, but is in first place, and Becerra's in second place.
This is concerning. If you look into some countries in Africa, this cannot even happen. They conduct elections today. Within the space of 48 hours, election results are out. California is taking days, weeks to count. This has actually drawn a lot of attention, and people start questioning everything. They have a right to question because it is abnormal. California has everything it takes to do this within hours. In 2026, we're still doing this. Something needs to be done. Like, seriously, what is this? If I see people melting down, putting out videos about this, they have the right to do it.
Karen Bass is posting, quote, Trump only says this when MAGA candidates like Spencer Pratt start losing. LA will count every vote. Now, look, there's no reason to politicize this. The reality of it is, right, is that there are laws. It is unfortunate. California should count more quickly, okay? But there are laws and rules. There's a reason why we're in this position, and it isn't gross incompetence. Can you explain why it takes so long?
So, in a nutshell, California lawmakers have decided that it is more important to provide more ways for people to vote last minute, including vote by mail, up until the very last day. So what we're surrounded by here is vote by mail ballots. About 80% of Californians vote by mail. None of these ballots have been counted. These over here are going into the system. When you send in a vote by mail ballot, you sign it. So what's happening here is signature verification. The machine is making sure that you are who you say you are.
Take a look at what President Trump sent out on social media. President Trump goes off on California elections. Watch California, everybody. Our election process is as bad or worse than any third world country. The biggest difference is they count your vote much faster. They don't wait 7 days to tell you who won. During the election, during each and every one of them, Americans are ashamed of what is happening. Karen Bass did not hesitate. She responded immediately to President Trump. Trump always says this when MAGA candidates like Spencer Pratt start losing. LA will count every vote. Okay, this should tell you why Karen Bass is panicking. Yeah. If you see her coming out to say, oh, her main problem is Spencer Pratt, right? That should tell you something. This lady is panicking and she preferred the other lady because maybe they are working together to run off against her. This is exactly what she wants. Spencer Pratt is a problem to Karen Bass. For days now, I decided not to report on this I needed to take a break for one day. I've been doing this every single day.
So it could take a while for Democrats here in Los Angeles to figure out which of their friends secretly voted for Spencer Pratt. Barring a late ballot buzzer beater, it appears that Mayor Karen Bass will advance to a runoff against the former reality show villain. 60% of the vote has been counted. If that holds, it means that in November, Los Angelenos are going to have to choose between a woman named Karen and a man who is one. This is insane. We should be very embarrassed. Spencer Pratt should not be a top 2 finalist for mayor. He should be DJing the worst New Year's Eve.
This has actually drawn my attention to what has been happening in California. And if you look deep into all this, you realize these people don't care. They put politics before whatever thing that is happening to their lives. Yeah. Who in 2026 could imagine that Karen Bass could even reach this level? It's crazy, right? Spencer Pratt to me was supposed to talk. I don't want to prolong the video. I think I'm going to end here. God bless you abundantly. And so the short clips at the end, that's for what you're great. You can always skip.
It is this, because you have the mayor's race election.
Yeah, especially if you know LA County.
Well, obviously God wanted 5 more months of me. You know, I love LA. Absolutely. I love you. Thank you so much. I have a great night. Thank you so much. The communists already lost.
Very good move.
Yeah.
You guys have
Instagram Patriot Wildman.
looking toward November. I think there were a lot of really good signs for Democrats in Iowa.
Move on.
So this is breaking news. Everyone that supports me is a Democrat.
Love that Chelsea Handler was encouraging her fans not to vote for Pratt. For a fan.
Seen this city just fall apart.
Mayorship, insurance companies, they don't have to pay for people to rebuild their homes.
Karen Bass.
I just wanted to share how happy I am to be out.
The city councilwoman.
They said I can't just open up these cases with.
Can't keep streetlights on.
To the media, we do not care.
He's elitist in California. Now you realize people everywhere in America make fun of people.
And so this is my life.
Don't even have the trust of our own people.
Chelsea Handler, she's not a fan.
Do you think Spencer Pratt can do it?
You can do it, but I don't trust the Democrats.